Hunter here with Flo. Flo, how you doing?
Oh, today I'm doing very well. How are you, sir?
Yeah, well, welcome back to Rector America. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I was off camera, off mic, uh, asking about the COVID. So let's talk about it here for our audience. So talk to the audience about how you Flo are dealing with the whole COVID business. What's going on with you with it?
Well, I'm having too good of a time, Hunter. I am feeling grateful for my place in this world right now. Having not much of a trouble staying at the house, and um I'm really seeing the difference that money can make for the sense of safety and the illusion of control.
Say more about that.
Well, um,
That was a mouthful.
yeah, man. Well, I mean, so so when I'm just talking about it, like I was a little bit ago,
Mhm.
um, just talking from within my person self, the then I'm just telling about what it's like for me right now. But then when you asked me that and I'm talking to you from me and this self, I am looking at it from the bigger picture with all the news that I
Right,
read
right, right, right.
and seeing myself as a tiny piece of the whole and noticing the guilt is coming from somewhere, and yeah, it's coming from judgments in my head, but I want to say some of those judgments are informed with all of the reading I do, and so um, in my reality, I am doing really fucking well, and that is because I'm plugged into the health insurance. I am being paid through the health insurance,
Right,
and I have a house that I can afford the mortgage of,
right,
and I
right.
can afford to have people bring food to my house,
Hmm.
so I don't have to risk
Yeah.
going to the grocery store even.
Mhm. You have any guilt around that?
What's that?
Do you have guilt around that? Do you have
Yeah, I
any?
have. Yeah, I'd say it's like survivor guilt, like privilege guilt.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think that's what leads to the superstition. The other shoe's going to drop. I'm going to end up getting it, or something terrible is going to happen, or in my next life I'm going to be like a roach. I don't know.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, you're next to be a roach. It just hit me when you delayed on that one. Yeah, roach. But here's the thing on terms of that, as we're talking about this. Um, what is this is all part of our human experience, is it not? That's what I
Yeah.
see. It's part of the human experience. Um, if it wasn't this, it'd be something else. No, are you? Can you follow me? My
Yes.
logic.
Uh, Maybe.
Here's where I'm coming from.
T-
We're all spiritual beings, and
mhm.
this is part of the human experience.
Yes.
So um, where I want to go with this is and you were talking um, for you, Flo, and your do you see this as being um, um, something that is attacking you? Is an attack on you? Is this is we deal with our addictions. So do you see this as being uh, an enemy to you?
Um, no.
Okay, say more. or do I? Am I? Have I?
Well, um, would you be willing to tie that question in with the part where you said if it wasn't this, it'd be something else?
So we have our addictions. We all do. We all have our demons.
Yeah,
Um, and we all have our you know, sex and alcohol are two of mine. Um, I can choose to look at them as my enemies, something that is put upon me, something um, that is against me, or I can choose to see them as part of who I am, part of my quote unquote, if I want to use the language of character defects. But nonetheless, um, I'm responding to something in dealing with both the reality of alcohol, sex, COVID-19. These are realities of life, and what it comes down to is how am I going to respond to it? How would I respond to a hurricane? We're about to come into hurricane season, so all these things are coming at me. What determines whether or not they are going to be detrimental for me or adverse to me is my response to them. No,
absolutely. Yes,
right. So
absolutely.
so that's so
Mm,
and to the extent that they are, it's going to be somewhat a part of my character and how my characters respond to them. So that's how
gotcha.
that's how I'm looking at it. You know,
Yes.
it's it's you know that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
So no, so that's what I'm saying. Now how you see it. That's
Thank
how I
you.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. So I don't see it. Now I guess okay, if COVID comes into my house metaphorically and literally and sickens my wife or me, uh, we'll see how my character does. Um, but at this point, the the particular consequences or restrictions or the experience I'm having as a result of the, what's required because of this COVID having happened here in this world, then it's coming naturally to me to respond calmly and to try to use it use it as an opportunity. Now that's likely to change should one of the people in the house get sick.
Mhm. What about the people in your I don't know if it's your circle of friends, family, contacts. Um, it is its impact on your larger circle of the world that you inhabit. Um, is the existence of it, and I don't want us to dwell on it, but how you're being impacted by the people that you love and you care about that are a part of the circle, that the social fabric or network that you inhabit, as it impacts them. How is that? Um,
Well, so
how's it impacting you?
well, I have a family member and a best friend who are nurses who either they or their husband have had it and
Mhm.
are thus surviving or have survived it. Um, So as of yet, I am in a place of privilege and gratitude.
Mhm.
Um, Now, if someone in my circle dies, it'll be different. I imagine that I will experience something else. I don't know how I will manage that.
Mhm. How does its existence impacting you in terms of your recovery? What is it? What is it? What is it? What does that mean for that?
Um,
If at all, if it's impacting at all.
um, well, so I like how you said that you're addicted to alcohol and sex because that's what I would have said too, and that's what I say now. And I I also think that there are many things that would qualify as addictions that we people don't usually think of as such as shopping or I mean, I think I'm addicted to perfectionism. Like I think there's addiction to processes. Um, and my COVID has not had an effect on or a negative effect on my addictions with regard to sex and alcohol yet. Um, I am plugged into my groups online
Mhm.
and probably making better contact with people than I was before,
Mhm.
um, if not as much, the same amount. Um, my relationship with my wife has improved as a result of the quarantine, uh, and I'd say that my consumption of marijuana has increased slightly.
Mhm.
Um, in response to it, like a desire to relax and escape
Mhm.
after a day spent hearing many stories about how different people are experiencing this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and I haven't been, I say I've been more acutely aware of the spiritual connection that I have with myself and others. Like the world feels more spiritual as a result of this. Then again,
Mhm.
I'm going to say that talk to me when somebody gets sick, seriously sick in this house, or somebody that I love dies, and I probably will be spiritual at that time too, but it will probably be a different kind where I'll be shaking my fist.
Mhm. So stay there. What does that mean to you? Can you unpack that for us in terms of the world seems more spiritually fit or because of this? What is that? What do you mean by that? What's that? What's that about?
Um, well, I wouldn't say the world feels more spiritually fit yet. I'd say that it seems to me as though it's possible that the whole world is going to hit bottom. Like um, every many people appear to be in withdrawal from their various addictions, or or the ones that can do their addiction still are ramping them up. Um, and uh, I think that we're about to go through a whole lot of loss and withdrawal.
Mhm.
And in this may be idealistic, but in my uh I am hoping some um hidden shit comes to light, like by virtue of everybody being gosh, what am I even saying? I don't know. The idealistic part of me says, okay, that well, no, that's not even that. All right, it feels more spiritual to me because um the interdependence is just crystal clear. Like we're breathing the same air. The breathing is the problem. the the breathing. And
Mhm.
so I look at my neighbor who I all have felt up until maybe yesterday didn't like me because of the Bernie Sanders sticker on my wife's car, or the fact that it is clear that we are lesbians. And he looked at me and said, "How are you doing?" in a way that seemed different. And
Mm,
he said, "Would you like me to help you with the ant pile there on your sidewalk?" And that felt different. It seemed to me there was a pulling together, um, in a sense, that
mhm,
I am optimistically hoping will become a collective, inescapable. But then
mhm,
there's another part of me says that that's naive, and that, eh, I think there's a part of me that is idealistic and is hoping that some bright future will come out of this. And then there's another part of me that says, that's pessimistic and says, no, it's greed's always going to win.
is one of these sides of you more the addict than the other?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think, it's possible that they are both addicts in different ways, uh, because the side of me that says greed will always win is the side of me that knows how damn greedy I am, and how I just want more, 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 whatever the thing is I want at that moment. Um, and then the other side of me might be addicted to um a belief in a utopia, like a fantasy. So I'm
Well,
not sure that they're any different.
which one has been more dominant in your life? Which one is more in control for you, Flo? Which one? Which one?
Hmm. Wow.
Which one calls the shots in your world?
Ha! 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 Well,
Let's put it like that.
man, I'm not even sure. I think that they take there've been different periods of time where they trade up. Uh uh, uh yeah, I'm not sure. I want to say there's an evolution that, and like a flipping back and forth at times.
They both are they both the addict in you?
Oh man. Depends on what addiction we're talking about. If we're talking about alcohol and sex, then no. No.
Oh.
The idealist, well, actually not sure now that you mention it, because yeah. Yeah, they are, yeah, they are. Yes. 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 Damn it. Yes. Yes. Damn it. Ah, no.
No?
Yes, yes, they're both the addict. I
Well
plead
then.
guilty. Yes. Yes, they're yes. The non-addict side of me is a much quieter, more neutral version.
Mm. So your addict is both an idealist and a pessimist.
My addict is an idealist who is afraid that she's wrong.
Mm. Your addict is an idealist who's afraid that she's wrong. And given that she's afraid she's wrong, what is what comes of that? What does that cause? What comes of
Con-
that?
Confusion, um, difficulty moving in one direction, uh, without being held back by the internal struggle. Yet at the same time, I say it also leads to open-mindedness and, less judgment, such that I'm generally willing to listen to different versions of reality. And try to hold them both or all of them at the same time.
Doesn't that become debilitating?
That's the way in which that it holds me back.
Yeah.
So there's some paralysis in the sense of where is my own perspective. At the same time, I can't. It's not served me well, nor anyone that I've been very close with, to um, to go too far the other way, that of not being open to listening to other perspectives. If I had to choose, I got to be open.
Is this whole business with COVID, is it triggering for you in some ways? As an addict, is it trigger? What is it? Does it have that effect of trigger being? Let me help you with that. Is it trigger? Is it triggering either more optimism or pessimism? Does it have
triggering more optimism?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But
that goes back to you, like you said about the man next door and the app. You know, that kind of you're right now is triggering more pop.
Yes. Yes. And when I reflect on that, I feel guilty, and I feel like, what am I missing? I'm missing something. And then I think of other people's experience, and I think, you're missing other people. Like, you have a paycheck. I'm fucking lucky, and I don't deserve that. It's unfair.
Why?
Because there's the inequality. Like, there's no good reason for me to be this fucking privileged that I can sit here and say that this shit is triggering optimism in me. That's bullshit.
If you're that concerned, you can send it to me.
Hey, do you need it? If you need it, I'll make out a check. If you need it, I'll make out a check.
I don't need it, but I'll relieve you of that guilt.
You tell me, point me to somebody who needs it. I've been trying to find them.
I can help you out with that.
Okay. Well, I guarantee you there'll be a lot of donating that happens over the next year.
But let me push you on that.
All right.
Is that just because I hear two things.
Okay.
I hear, first of all, I'm just personally I think guilt is bullshit. And listening to you, it's kind of confirming, because what I hear underneath that is the pessimist thinking that this is going to run out, this is not going to last, and so it's anyway, that's just me. But
well, yeah, it's not going to last. It's going to, yes, but also right now it's already run out for. I mean, assuming that we're looking at death as bad. Like, maybe if you flip it on its head, I can flip it. Death isn't the worst thing ever.
Okay.
If I flip it and I say that, then if the human experience, if we're spiritual beings, which I do believe, if our project here on Earth is a movement towards the greater good in general, then I can get really optimistic about COVID.
Okay, but staying with you, and this being of two minds, and I was asking in terms of it's triggering you, and triggering in you. Put the financial side of it, set that aside. The good times, the high, the to use your term, privilege that you feel that you're experiencing right now. Is there real fear that that's going to run out?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you said that, I in my mind, a man broke into my house at gunpoint.
Mhm.
Anarchy.
You ever seen any of those Purge movies?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sort of, yeah, that sort of yeah. What is it? What's the word I'm looking? Kind of dystopian kind of that,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's we're headed down that path.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a purge specifically, or
Well, it's just something more that there's a dystopian part, that this could spiral out of control.
oh yeah.
Uh, and
Yeah.
and 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 all the warm and fuzzy, we're all in this together, that
Mm.
we're currently
Mhm. Yeah.
um, espousing,
Mm.
all of a sudden becomes,
Mm.
there's winners and losers,
Yeah.
and who's who's got it, and
Mhm.
um, I'm doing more talking.
Yeah, survivor of the fittest.
Yeah,
Survival.
yeah, but I was going to say, in terms of uh, the well, anyway, go ahead. So, but coming back to how with you, where you are, and how you're right now in terms of addiction, you're in a good place. How secure is that place, um, if if it comes to you, if it not comes closer to your home, those whom you love, what do you feel is going to happen with you around that, when that, if that should happen? What would that do for you, given your
Mm.
addictions?
I I'm s- I knock on wood. I think past the point where um that burden might come back with alcohol and sex. I'm not saying I won't pick up a different addiction, or that I won't get addicted to marijuana or cocaine, or you know, I'm not saying that if anarchy comes, like if everybody has just gone to hell and I'm I don't know, I'm out with a backpack and it's the end of the world. I don't know. I don't know that alcohol or sex would be where I'd go. I Because I don't uh this hasn't it has not worked for me. And it's something I feel like I've been helped to relatively beat. And I'm good at I'm recovering. I'll always be recovering, but I don't I don't know, I just feel like that would be a major regression. And I'm God willing that I wouldn't see that as something enticing.
I know last time well, we kind of stumbled here. You were talking about, seeing the future, and not not being you mentioned about possibly life without sex, and being okay with
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, I feel that I'm even more there now. In
What's it about?
this, well, I think w-
Given your sex addict, so what is that about? That you're, I mean,
mm,
this 180, is that a 180 for you?
it feels pretty 180-ish. I think it's been coming on a while. I mean, I just think I've been in a grieving process about sex for a long time. I think that the sex and alcohol addictions are tied together for me. I think that when the alcohol went, I was letting go of part of the sex and I didn't realize it. because sex without alcohol requires another level of intimacy that's already fucking scary. And I also, in the COVID situation here, am uh, just keenly aware of what it would be like to be alone during this time. And
Mm,
I do not value sex as much as I do companionship right now.
mm. That I feel you on that.
Mm,
What does that mean in terms of though um, it went um,
like it couldn't come back, as
yeah,
if I'm talking that way.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't, I'm stumbling around in the present moment of that statement because it doesn't make sense to me logically. I recognize that it could come back. Given the right circumstances, it would be back. In this circumstance, I can't imagine it coming back. If I started drinking again, it'd come back. If my wife died, it'd come back. If COVID was over, I started drinking again and my wife died, it would come back. Yeah,
Mhm.
if I it's there's the factors. It's the factors.
When you say come back, um, the question that comes to mind is come back from where?
Uh
Where has it gone?
yeah, well, so when if I think about the 12-step program, I haven't spent enough time in a meeting. Like I know some people go to a meeting every day or do the 90 in 90, and I know didn't do that.
Okay.
So I don't have all the lingo, which is sometimes helpful and sometimes not. I'm going to say it's probably more helpful right this moment to not have that lingo. But the one
Please.
lingo that does come to mind that is the part about the thing that's been taken. I can't remember what the compulsion has been lifted. I don't remember what is
Okay.
it? What is that thing they say?
I know.
Okay, some bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if it's that I have reached a different paradigm, like a paradigm shift in my value system or maturity. I'd like to think that. Okay. Another possibility is that the causes and conditions are eh, not providing the right kind of environment to produce those character defects or those tendencies. Like my current environment, everything in my current environment is assisting me in wanting to remain recovered ing. Like there's nothing there that says
Good.
pull it, so it's pulling it. That this I don't know how it, I don't have the words to describe this even. God, there's not a word for this. We're talking about invisible things that I can't see. I'm always trying to invent words for this. So I know what you mean, and I'm not sure. I don't know where it is. Like it's in there, but that seems like another person to me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And and staying there. Right now, that person is in the back seat, maybe,
Uh,
but but they're in the back seat, right? They're
y-
well,
y-
because we were talking about where something has gone. So
well,
so
you know what's Hunter? Oh Lord, Hunter.
sorry. It's good.
Ah,
I said,
the the it. So the addict that is me will trade one in for another. So just because the alcohol and sex have gone in the back seat, that doesn't mean the addict's back there. the addict who just bought a Switch yesterday instead of donating the $300 to somebody who needs it.
A Switch.
Yeah, a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, Switch. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just bought. Yeah. Instead of
Okay.
donate, so there's ways to still let addiction come out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like my partner uh, is a shopaholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
So the other day I came in. Uh, she was sitting in the kitchen, and I came in the room and looked right at her
Mm.
and said, "What are you doing?" And of course, she was shopping. And her response was, "Who, me?" I'm like, no, the fucking cat.
That is fantastic.
What do you mean, who, me? I'm looking right.
That is such a response for this program. That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Who, me?
That's adorable. Exactly.
And that was a tell. I mean, of course, but to what we're talking about here. So if we shift from what to who, and we talk about this in terms of of where's it gone? We're the who doesn't go. The who is someplace. Now it may not be right, may not be but let's not talk about
who, me. That's great.
Right. So right. We're talking. We're not talking what. We're talking who. Right. So I'm. So I get who's on first. So to speak. No pun intended. But that's what we're talking about here, right? I mean, you and I talking. So we're not talking behavior modification. We're not talking about this. This is just a matter of things that I get the environment is supportive right now and things are going well, but we know that character or those characters are there.
Oh yeah.
And okay, so right,
they're not going away.
We're not going away, right? Exactly. So that's now we're getting someplace, right? So
yes,
right now that so that's why I was asking the question, going back to optimist or pessimist. It sounds like the optimistic characters in you, optimistic characters of flow, are driving right now. But we know that there's more to flow than that, right? So
yes.
So the others are in the back seat or someplace, maybe in the truck. I don't know where they are, but we know they're not gone, right?
I gotta find those motherfuckers.
Right, exactly.
No, they're not gone. They're there. They're just pulling it. They're pulling in different string. They're pulling on different pieces. Different stuff.
Does that surprise you? Is it surprising to you?
No. No.
Well, help us to understand. Help Rector America to understand. Given that that we're talking about your flow character defects, if we use that, and why is it right now that in light of everything going on, that you can be positive, you can remain. What is that attributable to? I mean, because you could very well be in a negative place right now, right? Given past history, right?
Yes.
Any thoughts about that?
I I don't know. Like, how would I how would I know I'm in the negative? How would I know I'm negative?
I'm not wanting to certainly have you own that if that's not the case. I you um so please
Uh,
don't if
uh,
it's
uh,
if that's not
I think a part of me is addicted. I think that the addict likes chaos. So there's a part of there. I mean, the news junkie, the crisis hound, like the one who wants to hear all the stories of trauma and death and destruction. I mean, I'm having a ball.
hmm, okay. Say more.
I guess I'm just thinking about the human experience and how being a spiritual being to me doesn't necessarily mean that I'm pure and white as snow.
Okay.
Like I'm I it's to be spiritual is to own your shadow, and my shadow is alive and well every day, and it gets just as much dopamine hits from reading about how many people died in Italy as it does from thinking about where I'm going to get that next drink.
That's real. But most of our conversation has been on the positive side. You know, until you just said that, it seemed like you're a pink cloud or in an up place. That you're on the optimistic side of things. So
Well,
this,
the things that really drag me down, the stuff that would really fuck with me is um, if my finances were fucked or if
uh,
something happened to my partner.
uh, okay. So right, so say more, say more.
My main, I guess my foundational addictions are to financial economic security and having companionship, love, and belonging.
Hmm. And is that might that speak to why quote unquote life without sex wouldn't be the worst thing for you because it doesn't interrupt those. That as long as you
Yes,
have the
my
companionship and as long as you have the
yeah,
companionship and the money, you're good.
yeah. It's really going back to safety needs. Like I kind of it's like the essentials.
Wow.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I think safety is becoming more prioritized at this point in I'm more addicted to safety than anything else right now. And there's these things that represent safety. My partner represents safety. My mm, the state of my bank account represents safety. My house represents safety. Sex does not represent safety right now. Alcohol does not represent safety right now. Now, marijuana represents safety right now, but then again, I read something in the newspaper that says that the more that if I'm going to smoke, I'm going to increase my chance of getting COVID. So then I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, because that's a
And
lot. It's yeah, smoking is
yeah,
it's a virus for the
yeah.
lungs, right? So right, so
So then there's
yeah,
that part that
yeah,
messes me up.
yeah.
So then I have to pause it. But my denial works really well for that one. Denial
Mm.
works well there. Uh, but I'm gonna have to. I will be looking into that more and grudgingly looking into that.
Mm. So we're getting you know where we got to is and I'm trying to put words in your mouth. This dual mind of optimist pessimist is would it be accurate to say it's a thin line you're skating on the security, the safety and security of the fact that things are going well for you this right now.
Yes,
Let that change
yes,
and all hell could break loose.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so going back to going back to when I was raising the question about the guilt. Is the guilt the flip side of the fear, the fact of the kind of fear that this ain't gonna last?
Yes, I would say so. I struggle with the concept of guilt. I too sometimes think it's bullshit, but I struggle to wrap my head around that. So from what without going too digging
Yeah,
into that
yeah,
too
yeah,
much,
yeah,
I think yes.
yeah. So in this moment, would it be safe to say that um, what could be triggering for you um, isn't the traditional alcohol and sex, uh, but what would be triggering for you more in this moment is cash flow.
Cash flow would be very,
and
very, very
and
triggering.
could try and if something would happen to your
Sickness.
partner, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, if the safety that you're enjoying right now
Uh-huh.
were toppled, if that came undone, that in those areas, that would be most triggering for you. That could be most triggering
Yes.
for you for you.
Yes. Yes. It's more triggering for me for my partner to get sick than for me to get sick even.
Why is that? How is
Uh
that? That's deep.
uh I'm addicted to her.
Hmm.
And I if she gets sick, I'll probably end up sick anyway because I'll
Mhm.
but then she gets sick, then I mean I would rather just get sick and die than be have the experience of that grief.
I gotta ask the question. I don't gotta, but I will. I just want to. Um, it's it's it doesn't escape me that you said you're addicted to her, not that you love her.
Well, it's both, and there's also a fine line there.
Is it?
Yeah.
You gotta say more about that. Like, you can't you can't drop that on the table and just walk away from that. You can't.
Oh, okay. Well, I
That's good
can't.
shit.
Well,
That's good shit
oh,
there. You got.
okay. I can't even figure out what's good shit anymore because I spent so many fucking hours thinking about that one. Like, what's the difference between addiction and love, especially when it comes to a person? And I've had to just settle with myself that it can be both. But I could talk for an hour about that, but you'd have to give me an entire hour on
Yeah,
that.
well, we'll come back. Okay, and because we don't have that time.
Mhm.
But I got to ask this question. Okay,
Mhm.
what's up with the spoon?
Oh, this? That is a great question because it does look really it looks actually really you're right. Now that you mention it, I'm just that is funny. So this was in my coffee. It was in my coffee to stir it. That's
Okay, all
funny
right.
shit right there though. But
Okay.
and now it's become my fidget stick.
Okay. I meant to ask what's up with you holding the spoon in
Yes,
your
yes, yes. But usually it's like a pencil
pencil?
or a pen.
I saw the pencil earlier, and I'm like, that was a damn spoon. What's up? What's up?
Next time I'm gonna bring some other utensils through here and make sure that I have a few
Okay.
different items
Okay.
to
All right.
project for you over time.
Okay. So what's up with that? What's up with the fidget stick? What's that about?
Oh, I mean, I think I get whenever I'm being vulnerable, I'm nervous,
Okay. Okay.
but I love it and I hate it at the same time. So this is part why the the dual mind and the having the answer be both and so often does not bother me because they're just both true
Mhm.
in equal measure. Paradox.
Okay. We got to come back to. We don't have the hour about the thin line between love and addiction. So here's let's close, and as we bring this to a close, it's a good place. Um, we had talked about drawing your picture, Flo, your character picture. Have you given thought to that?
I gave thought to how I hadn't done it, and I had wondered to myself again, what is the hang up? And then I thought I'm probably going to need somebody to sit with me and like make me do it. Like there's something that's there's something creative there that is there's a there's somebody who does not want to show themselves, I guess, and is going to need to have their hand held.
Mhm. Um, do you think you're attractive, Flo? Do you, Flo,
Uh,
think you're attractive?
oh, wow. No, that's hmm. Probably there's a not there's a part no. There's probably there's an answer of no to that that also is with the paradox. It makes no sense that the answer is generally yes, and then there's a definite no.
Do you? I said I chose my words carefully. Um, I said, do you think you're so in this moment? Um, do you feel attractive?
No.
Why?
Uh, when I'm in my house, and I don't have any makeup on, and I'm not dressed up, and I'm not in the right mindset, I don't feel very attractive.
So let's end on a positive note. When do you feel attractive?
Hmm. Mm. I feel more attractive when I have put myself together intentionally and when I have been more physically active. Um, I think that one of the side effects of this COVID that's not going well is the lack of physical exercise that I'm having. And so I think that the more I don't do that, the more I don't feel as attractive. But you said, when do I feel attractive? I feel attractive when I have gone to Taekwondo, when I have been out and about, when I have intentionally gotten myself ready and makeup and hair fixed and stuff like that. More confident.
Can for our next session, can I make a request
Yeah,
to um, have a conversation with the attractive Flo?
sure. Yeah, you can. We can sure give that a
Can we
try.
can
Yeah,
we
we can
can
try to
we
summon attractive flow.
Flo? Can we can we can we make that commitment?
Okay,
I like
yes.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
like
yeah, 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 we can try that.
yeah, let's do that.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
Hey, look, I'll let you go. I know you got other things to do. It's been awesome, as
Yeah,
usual.
this really has. Thanks.
Okay, and we'll pick it up there, and we gotta get back to
Mm.
that thin line.
I'd love to. Love to. I can have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, so we're coming back to that. Okay,
Okay, sounds good.
you be well,
You
Flo.
too.
Blessings
Thanks
to you.
much. You
Okay,
too.
talk to
All
you
right.
soon. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye.